are you waiting for? I'm awesome!
You don't need awesome. You need the ESC.
The best choice is obvious.
Girl,
Collect your favorite superstars and choose greatness in WWE SuperCard. The ring awaits.
It's today, it's today, it's today, yes, it's today you find out exactly what the new tiers in WWE SuperCard Season 9 look like. Yes, first of all, we got Pixel tier, second, Extinction tier, and third, Octane tier. Yes, 3 brand new tiers ready for your beautiful, beautiful faces to gouge on as we give you it's a crazy amount of cards. Plus, you're going to see the first gameplay of Season 9, which has been revealed, and you're going to see it all right here. In fact, literally everything is here. I feel like this is like the SuperCard version of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Everything is here. Everyone is here, including you. Yes, you, the one who can tell me in the comments down below what card they want to see in the new tiers. So you put down 1 per tier: Octane, Pixel, and Extinction. And if you do all 3 of those, I'll give you a heart because I'm feeling really generous today. It's a good day. Yes, it is. All right, sorry, just people are stealing things from the new day. They got their reign taken by the Usos and I just stole their gimmick. But do you guys know what you can never take away from me? Outlyco, because he's here stopping us from doing these reveals. He wants to play WWE SuperCard, but right now there literally is nothing. So I'm gonna need your help. In about 10 seconds time, I'm gonna need you to smash that like button to get rid of this bozo. Maybe we'll just drop a ratio on him or something. Fellow kids, we're gonna give this guy the L, and I need you to hit the thumbs up button in 3, 2, 1. Oh, yes. Out of there. And as you see on the screen, the first ever card of Season 9 that I saw anyway, which was this Mr. Perfect. It was a perfect start. Kurt Hennig. It's an Extinction tier card, and this is the middle of the 3 tiers that's coming out. And I think this is possibly one of the best looking new tier cards. It is featuring the standard people you'd expect to see. Usually in the first tier you get to see a lot of returning superstars, people who haven't been in the game for a while, and some more wilder choices. Middle tier, usually you get your legends and your favorites. You might not see the most powerful people, but you'll definitely see some favorites and some not so favorites. The top tier features all of the big guys and a couple of the new guys as well. But we'll see what happens when the game goes live, which will be at 9 AM Pacific time. There will be maintenance. Roughly 2 to 3 hours after that, we'll see the brand new season. But one thing you haven't seen is what it looks like when you take away the stats. Yes, that is what the Mr. Perfect card looks like in gameplay, which you're about to see on screen now, the first gameplay of Season 9. Now, this was captured through the wonderful, always fantastic Lujamania or Luge PS3, whichever one you want to call her. She put this up on her channel and then took it down for some reason. I don't know why, but big thanks to her for posting the gameplay. And that is what you can see right here. These are Season 9 cards, and I will showcase all these, so don't worry if you've missed something or you've seen a card and you're like, what on earth is that arcade cabinet looking thing, or what on earth is that Mad Max looking card? Well, you're gonna see it all in the video. It does look like the NXT arena has been replaced by the Raw arena. At least that's what it shows in this gameplay for Wild, which is a bit of a odd decision. Maybe that will revert tomorrow when the game goes live, but we've got so much to go through. We're going to switch across to the Mr. Perfect cards you just saw right here, right now, and we're going to switch to brand new cards. Now, there's a lot of different sizes, small, big, so if any glitches show, then I'll make sure I fix it on screen for you. But we're going to go to the next card, which is an Andre the Giant Extinction card. This is with the stats. He does look very tough, very powerful, probably very evil as well. but he looks even more beautiful without the stats. Now, this is a big favorite feature of mine because I love this in NBA SuperCard. I love it in WWE SuperCard. It's going to make the game look more like a card game. It looks gorgeous. The color scheme is great. It's a good mid-tier and one of the nicest I've seen since I started playing the game. Now, I'm going to go through a couple of names of people I want to thank with these. Obviously, the first one is Funky Town, as you can see on the screen. He has got himself a beautiful Apollo Crews to show you, brother. Those names are Mir, Bullfrog Funtime, It's Jordan, King Deej, Dan Makes Games, Mr. Anger Zox, I'm just reading off this to make sure I don't miss anyone, Demonic Dell, Luge Mania, as I mentioned earlier on, Marcinio, Mastodon, Macho T, and Funky Town, who was at the first reveal. You could say that list is rather glorious, like this card. Yeah, it's cringy. Anyway, Robert Roode looks there, looks great. His toughness and speed looks a little, you know, okay, it's kind of granted. He doesn't really do much at the moment, but hopefully he comes to SmackDown and he does do better in the coming months. Maybe a Season 9 upgrade will come very, very soon. There is the Robert Roode, again, extension card without the stats. We're going to keep going on for more and more cards. There's Dakota Kai, looking beautiful. I thought she'd have higher stats, being in damage control and one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions for the women's division. I mean, that's just my opinion, but who cares about that? Let's go into the next one, which is from Alora May. Thanks very much, Alora. Then actually, you wasn't on the list, so I'm glad I mentioned your name. Dewdrop dropping in with the reveal for this, and there's a couple of more from Alora May coming up, but this next one is Happy Corbin. Now, obviously, he's changed a little bit since JBL took him under his wing, but we've got to give him the benefit of the doubt. These things happen, these things change. New tiers come in, and new seasons come in, and things get out of date with WWE. One of the reasons why SuperCard is such a good game is that you can update the images with brand new gimmicks, etc., and the names will change to acknowledge that. Like Roman, just not anymore, because he's no longer the brand ambassador. No, he's not. No, as confirmed by the guys over at Next Makers. I actually asked Funky Town about this, but it was reported by SuperCard News on Twitter that the new ambassadors, yes, ambassadors for SuperCard Season 9, it's no longer a reign from Roman. I don't have to acknowledge anyone now. No, you could say it's the most awesome-est pairing, because it's The Miz and Bianca Belair. I mean, I know Bianca Belair is into her games, and The Miz is a massive sports game dude. So it's not surprising, but we'll see what happens. The Tribal Chief did give us a lot of stuff, so I do acknowledge him, but he was a little bit inactive compared to this man, Johnny Gargano, who was part of the only so far pack battle and collaboration between a content creator and a superstar from WWE. So yeah, I see you, Johnny. I see you. Gonna delete you when I find you. Although his stats look pretty nice. Moving on to the next one, we have L.A. Knight. Yeah, Shoes of a Champion. Let's move on to the next one, because that might be Shoes of a Champion. No, it's not. It's Matt Riddle. Mr. Matthew Riddle. Again, I like the design. It looks almost 3D-like, but definitely my favorite of the three, but there are reasons for that, and you'll see very, very soon. Scarlett appears. This was Macho T, I think, who revealed this one, so big shouts to him. Wow, how much charisma in comparison to every other stat she has, but I mean, she's never actually wrestled, if I'm not wrong, on WWE TV, but definitely a man with lots of charisma. Oh boy, it's The Rock. $500 shirt, big time $500 shirt on, which, again, I love all these older images they're starting to get. Talking about older images, it's Tori freaking Wilson. Seriously, she's got some... What is with the crazy charisma on some of these cards? Like, their stats are wild. It looks wild anyway. And there is the non-stat version that you'll see when you're in gameplay, as you saw earlier on in that gameplay I showed. It's not going to have the stats on show. Now, this next one, I want to do a big shout out to Bullfrog, because he actually animated how this looks, and it's freaking awesome. So you'll see for the first time, you're actually seeing how the animation looks. That was via his reveal for Extinction Tier, And that is what will happen when the animation pops the stats back in, and then you have a card instead of a bunch of numbers. It looks pretty beautiful. Now I move on to the Octane tier, and you can see AJ Styles, AJJA, the phenomenal one, is here, and he looks fast as heck. But this, we can't really see this one because this is watermarked by Mir, so I totally understand why. But it is a big Mad Max style. I mean, that image, that's great. I'm a big fan of that one, Asuka, by the way. Asuka's image looks absolutely fantastic. Pretty much on all cards, but this one's probably better because Becky Lynch is detailed here. She's got a funky picture, but as you can see, she has the Women's Tag Team Championships. Obviously, she's not the Tag Team Champion, but you can see that's one of the new titles being featured, and you can see the brand new Octane tier image as well. Now, as you also may have noticed, we've got crazy people chasing the back, whether they're in the group or they're actually chasing down Becky Lynch on this car. I don't know, but either way, it basically is Mad Max the tier, which is fine. I mean, I dig it. I think the pro animation could be really sick. You got the pistons on the I think it's the pistons on the skull or the head. It's gonna look pretty fire. At least fire, because there's flames at the bottom. And there's lots of sand in the background. But another one that looks very interesting is this Alexa Bliss. Now, Alexa, I will say, has a very interesting little notification at the top there that it's a Champions card. This is actually for the Intercontinental Championship. So when you see that drop in and cycle in January, apparently that's happening, the IC and US Championships will cycle in to replace the Women's Tag Team Championships and the NXT. I think they're bringing 2 sets of titles in to replace 2 sets of titles in game, and it's going to be wild. I don't know why they can't just bring them in all together, but that's just me. The first Octane card you're going to see without the stats, it does look good. I can't criticize it. I just think maybe the Mad Max kind of references is a little bit crazy, but they've definitely taken the card design to the next level. Just because I'm not necessarily a fan of it, maybe once you take the stats away and you got the pro animation in game, it might be a little bit different. Got another animation. Again, you're going to see what it looks like. We've got Brock Lesnar again from Bullfrog doing the deed and actually animating this for us. So huge thanks, Bullfrog. Again, as you'd expect with Brock Lesnar, his stats are crazy. But we're now going to move on to Braun Breaker. Another one from Elora May. This very young version of Braun Breaker, which I think this is... There's not many pictures of him. He's only in NXT, so it's a little bit different. But you can see how his stats differ. He is the NXT champion. You can see the championship logo at the top. It looks good. That's about all I've got to say. He just looks very, very young, like a very fresh version. But this is one who is not fresh. No, Cody Rhodes is a veteran, defined. And this Cody Rhodes card is very much, look at me, I'm tough as balls. Now, seriously, take that toughness rating, and I want you to shoot that up to 99. Okay, I want this guy to have like the first guy to have 100 million stats base is going to be Cody Rhodes in toughness. End of story. This guy is just insane. If you haven't seen the Hell in a Cell match of him and Seth Rollins yet, I recommend you do, because you're about to see something superhuman. Let's move on to Cody Rhodes without the stats. Again, looks wonderful. Big fan. Again, the card, when it's in play, I need to see it for myself. Need to see it for myself. But I think it could be something special once the animation's there. We don't talk about Dom Dom, so we're going to move on from that very quickly. Nothing against the Mir, he put the card in place. But we don't talk about Dom Dom in these parts, because Dom Dom did us dirty. Drew McIntyre. He's got actually quite nice levelish stats, apart from his power, which is over powerful. But he does have a pretty special image. I like it. Big fan. Although I can see the WWE Champions one looking very nice. That's the one from Elemental Tier. I can see that looking real sweet on that one. Again, nice design. I can't say much more than the guys at SuperCard have outdone themselves art-wise. Whether it's my taste or not is a different thing at all. Although this Edge card does look very, very cool. God dang. His stats aren't as great as they used to be, but my God, he's got some good overalls. And this image is great as well. I've got a lot of images I'd like to try on that card from Season 1, Season 2, etc. Here comes Liv Morgan from Mr. Funky Town. And if you haven't seen him, go check his YouTube out. I mean, if you guys know who Funky Town is. If you don't know who Funky Town is, then what rock have you been sitting under? Let's go to The Miz. You probably saw The Miz in the preview gameplay, which we saw the first gameplay for Season 9, but you will see his still of his image right now. This is what The Miz Pro looks like 10 seconds later. Someone wanted attention. The Miz can wait. Ambassador or not, The Miz can wait. He's a good boy, aren't you? He's a good boy. He's a precious boy. Yes, I apologize, Miss, for interrupting your piece there, but we got a big giant in Omos, and his stats have definitely had a bit of an upgrade. That's a hefty upgrade. Very much accurate with the speed, but the big dude looks like a big damn problem in the game to have to deal with. And now this card is looking very oozy. My dog, this is Sami Zayn, and he features actually, there's a lot of different versions of him that I've seen. The Pixel one looks very nice as well. Big fan of this one. I like it. And I can see a couple of images looking very nice on this one. I do want to see the honorary Oos though. I'm really looking forward to when they drop the honorary Oos t-shirt version in the game. Seth freaking Rollins, as you can see, I pointed this way, but it's actually this way because I'm looking over here, but you will see over here. This is Seth freaking Rollins, the United States champion. He should have better stats than that. Guy is literally running Monday Night Raw whilst Roman appears every so often. That's the version without the stats. This is from Jordan SC's video that he did earlier on. And we go on to Pixel Tier. This has got a lot of interest because some people don't like it because they've seen it and they go, oh, it's not normal. It's not normal. But guys, is this not just the coolest freaking card you've ever seen? These cards are going to be nuts. Every single one, it looks like, as much as they can, is a throwback card with throwback images. So they've been 8-bitted with the crowd in the background. It looks crazy. It looks almost like I can't remember the name of the games, right? But you got the WrestleMania arcade game, the old school WWF arcade machines. This looks like those, and I dig it. I hope that the stuff around the card goes, like the electricity stuff really like activates when the pro is there. We've got an image of a pro. I don't think we see the pro animation just yet. I love this so much. It is a very stylized tier, but I could see them really doing something special, especially with the limited edition cards. Just me personally, I like it. I like it a lot. But we do have more cards to show, and we have Bam Bam Bigelow. Again, we're going into the old school Legends theme. As you can see by the tier logo, it's got that old school WWE Legends Hall of Fame, whatever you want to call it, logo. It looks great. And so maybe some of the card images aren't going to be what you expect to see, but they're all 8-bit. Now, one thing I do want to know is whether you can change the images of these, because this would be very strange, but also I dig it. This is like the action figure cards injected with some kind of adrenaline off the scale. It's crazy. And I actually dig it with the stats out. I'm not going to lie to you. I dig it with the stats out. Now, if they could make it like the fusions, the old school fusions, and have like the crazy animation on the outside, that'd be also really cool. There is Bayley, oddly with the Women's Championship logo on. It's obviously not accurate, but I think it's there just to show what it would look like. Bayley looks great. And again, they're 8-bit images, so they're not always going to be incredibly accurate. So Beth Phoenix, there's the United States Championship logo at the very top, so you know what that is going to look like when the game updates in January, when they bring this in, which I hope they make a permanent edition. Apparently it's just a cycle, but just peek at those Attitudes stickers. At the bottom, you've got Randy Orton, Undertaker, Macho Man, Brock Lesnar, and the Ultimate Warrior at the bottom. Very, very on brand with what you're looking at. And we're going to move on to more pixel cards, more 8-bit goodness with Bianca Belair. This is, again, a pro, but we haven't seen the actual animation as it is yet. I still think stylized-wise, this is freaking great. Big E, big drop, big card, big meaty men bumping meat kind of big men. This is a very beautiful, again, the 8-bit stuff is just Braun Strowman. Looks absolutely insane power-wise. I mean, I haven't seen any crazy stats go over 60 million, I think. But again, it just looks great. Now, crazily, the pixel tier is actually the bottom tier, with the Octane being the top end tier. So, I mean, you would probably make this like a special set of cards, not the actual main tier. Especially because Brie Bella's back. Brie Bella hasn't had a card since like Shattered tier or something in season 5. Surely that's got to mean that Nikki Bella's around soon, right? Surely we got to get Nikki Bella back. I mean, again, the last card she had was like WrestleMania 36. She had an event card of all things and then disappeared forever. Karrion Kross dropping in. Again, can't say much more other than I love the visuals. It looks really cool. I'd like to see some of these limited edition cards. When they do like the series of them for the winter stuff, it's going to be... it's fantastic. Macho Man Randy. So this is one of those that actually really suits because of the old school vibe. Big shouts to Funky for revealing that one with the stats showing up as well. But here's another one of Bullfrog specials. Like it. This is Mandy Rose. And again, the throwback, because she doesn't have brunette hair. She's got blonde hair. As you can see, there's the stats poking out. It looks great. Again, big props to Bullfrog for that. But let's move on to the next one. And this is The Miz. Again, another pro. I did say there's a lot of The Miz. There's lots of Sami Zayn. He's about to pop up if he hasn't already. I don't think he has. There's Papa Shango, which I'm not sure why The Miz is... Oh, because he's under M, right? Not under T. In the game, he's under T, but there's Papa Shango, another throwback, another beauty. And there he is, the underdog from the underground, the old school, before the Oos, before the Liberator, before Kevin Owens' best buddy. But he was technically then, although he was a little bit against him because he kind of got murdered in the ring in NXT. Yeah, anyway, there's Sami Zayn, another great card without the stats, with the stats together. It just looks awesome. Pixel Seth Rollins coming up, and it's the old school black and gold, baby. This is another one I'm really excited for because it's Seth freaking Rollins. I mean, it's the old authority Seth freaking Rollins, and slightly after the authority, but it still looks great. Old school Sheamus as well. Big fan. These look like a lot of the images we've had in the past from SuperCard, just pixelated into 8-bit goodness. 8-bit beauty. 8-bit beauty right here. I still can't get over these arcade machine cards, man. Shotzi Blackheart there. Coming up towards the end of these reveals now, let me know what your favorite is in the comments and what cards you want to see from season 9. And you got Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is back from like season 1. This looks amazing. This is like off the fusion card, the season 1 fusion card, WrestleMania one. This again, Stone Cold. What? Wait, what? Wait, what? And that is the last. Wait. That's not it. No, because we've got some brand new cards courtesy of Eternal Steph. She dropped these pretty awesome late last night Mankind, Sheamus, and Solo Sikoa cards on Twitter, which is freaking awesome. I love the Mankind card. I'm a big lover. And the Shillelagh on Sheamus, yes. And I need to talk about the pixelation on the pixel cards, the arcade machines. I said, well, I wonder if the images can be changed. Yes, they can. Luge also dropped her special cards, which were on a YouTube video with some very beautiful gameplay, where she dropped Jimmy Uso, the other more oosier oos. Santos Escobar, and this, again, some people dislike it, but I like it. Pixel Asuka. I'm a big fan. I'm sorry, I'm a big fan. But 2 bits of big news to end the video with. And before we do that, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more of Season 9, you know what you gotta do. You gotta hit that big subscribe button as hard as you possibly can. Or some people don't have it as red anymore. It's like, it's black or white or something, depending if we got light or dark mode. Whatever it is, you see the subscribe button, you go press it. Because trust me, you will not regret it. And turn your notifications on as well so you don't miss a single thing. The content's gonna be good. You'll see me on Twitch shortly after this video has gone live. Yes, twitch.tv/SuperZombGBBQ. It's gonna be in the comments down below and the description. But the 2 last really big bits are news about the commentary cards and arrow changes. Yes, arrow changing equipment. So the first thing is that the commentator cards are cosmetic only, and everyone will get 1 each. It's only going to be 1 available at the very beginning, but as time goes on, the comments that are going to be made during your matches will depend on which commentator card you have, but there is no benefit to it. It is purely cosmetic at this stage, so it's just a nice thing. But the alignment cards are the big news, and this is confirmation that instead of wearing a normal piece of equipment in game, you can have specialized equipment to change the arrow of your card to whichever one you please. Now, at launch of Season 9, there's only going to be a down arrow card, but these are going to be very, very rare. Some of the rarest cards in the game confirmed by WWE SuperCard themselves, and this changes it completely. Now, how we're going to get those, or whether it's going to be on a rotation system, or you actually have to pull the left, right, up, down arrow at all, is going to be down to them. Whilst you don't get the stat boost that you get from equipment cards, you sacrifice that to give yourself maybe a chance at filling up the gaps in your deck in modes like Last Man Standing, Giants Unleashed, etc. Season 9 is dropping very, very soon. In fact, it might even be out wherever you are. I am going to just tell you now that you guys are awesome. Thanks for spending time with me watching this entire crazy video. I will see you guys very, very soon. But until then, I have been SuperZombGBBQ. You have been awesome. Catch ya when I see ya. Peace out.
So far away, we wait for the day, for the life so wasted.